Hey, what is up guys, we're here back with a brand new video, and today we're going to be doing What If Deku Had the Speed Force Part 8. Now if you want to see all the other 7 parts, there will be links in the description box below and a card I believe on the top right hand corner to watch the other parts as well. But without further ado, let's get straight into this. Deku starts to panic when out of nowhere the shady figure repeats to him again, saying, "You are a part of something bigger, you are a part of the Speed Force." Deku tries to speak, trying to ask what that's supposed to mean. The figure says, "Who I am right now is not important. What you need to know is that I'm a speedster, just like you." Deku tries to ask what a speedster is, and the figure proceeds to explain himself. Izuku Midoriya, the Speed Force is part of something that grants people super speed. It stems from the multiverse. There are plenty of other heroes in the multiverse just like you. Deku says that he's more worried about losing right now than this current conversation, and needs to find a way to escape this dream-like state. The speedster lets Deku know that he is currently in this weird alternate lingo thing, and the speedster is also speaking super fast, so they're actually moving pretty slow, and Deku does not need to worry about it. Deku, however, is too worried and not paying attention, and he lets Deku know that they're both speedsters, so he needs to calm down. Deku calms down, and for a while, he keeps listening. The speedster lets him know that his speed is incredibly slow compared to other speedsters when they first get their powers, and he reassures him that it can grow into a great ability. The speedster then says that your powers can grant you amazing abilities. You haven't fully grasped it yet, and I'm going to help you out a bit and upgrade your speed. Deku starts to freak out as the speedster touches him on the forehead and says, "You can thank me later. Make sure to win this round, alright?" Deku, confused, feels a crazy sensation as he feels lightning coursing through his body. He looks at his hands and sees that his lightning had changed colors from a dark red to a bright yellow. The lightning hits his fingers and he snaps out of this dream-like state. He immediately, before Shinso can react, pushes Shinso out of the stage, and before he knew it, he had won by ring out. Deku then proceeds to walk past Todoroki, and Todoroki tells Deku to meet him outside. Deku listens to what Todoroki wants to say and meets with him outside to have a chat. Todoroki tells Deku that in this next round he is not holding back, and that he needs to prove his father wrong, that he can win without using his fire side. Deku asks why he refuses to use his fire side, and Todoroki tells him that's none of his business. Deku looks at Todoroki and lets him know that he's wanted to be a hero all his life, and when he first awakened his power, he decided he was going to save people in a flash while wearing the biggest smile on his face, just like his role model All Might would. Todoroki looks at Deku with anger and says that "I noticed your lightning had changed colors, so don't expect me to underestimate your abilities since you just showed off a new technique," and then proceeds to walk away. Deku thinks to himself that it wasn't a new technique, but rather an upgrade thanks to the person calling himself a speedster, and that he needs to find a way to talk to him again since he has plenty of questions he'd like to ask the speedster. Before he can start thinking about it more, he hears that the second round is about to begin with him and Todoroki fighting. As he heads on his way there, he sees Ochako sitting there looking very down. He walks up to her asking if she's okay. She looks at him confused for a second, saying that she fought Bakugo while him and Todoroki were having their conversation, and that she had lost. Deku says that he's sorry, and that he'll try his best to beat Bakugo, since he had hurt her so badly. Ochako, with a tear in her eye, smiles and thanks Deku for the nice gesture, and fist bumps him. As Deku walks away though, Ochako answers a call from her father, and starts to cry, expressing how sorry she is that she had lost, with her father saying how he couldn't be more proud of her. Deku walks onto the stage with more motivation ever in his eyes, after promising Ochako that he'd beat Bakugo for her sake, saying to himself, "This is no longer just about me." Todoroki says, "Get ready for my attacks," as Deku replies saying that he is, but as Deku gets into his fighting stance, he sees that Todoroki is in more pain and despair just by the looks in his eyes, and isn't able to ignore it, until he hears President Mike say the climactic battle of the sports festival is here, with the dominating contestant Izuku Midoriya versus the number 2 hero's son, Shoto Todoroki. Deku starts to run, thinking to not overdo it since he has more fights left in the tournament, and while running at Todoroki he starts to slip and realizes that he's about to fly off the arena. He does indeed fly off, but before he can touch the out of bounds, he spins his hands into tornado arms and flies back onto the stage. The crowd starts to cheer as Deku hears President Mike saying, "It looks like our little speedster has finally met his match." Deku looks at President Mike, wondering why he would say something like speedster, getting a memory of the figure who called himself a speedster as Todoroki throws an ice attack at him. Thanks to Deku's reaction speed though, he is able to just barely dodge the attack. Todoroki asks Deku why he looks so distracted, and starts to get mad, saying, "You can't even take our fight seriously? What the hell is wrong with you? Am I a joke to you or something?" Deku looks at Todoroki and says that he isn't a joke, and that he isn't gonna give it his all unless Todoroki does the same. Todoroki looks at him and stops his ice attacks. He asks if his father had paid Deku to say that. Deku asks him why he'd think something like that, as Todoroki starts to ignore Deku with flashbacks of his mother happening right before his eyes. with his mother asking, would he still want to be a hero? Todoroki starts to scream at Deku, losing his composure, saying that he isn't going to lose the fight, and charges at Deku. Deku looks worried for Todoroki as he dodges Todoroki's punch, saying, "Did you really think that it hit me, Todoroki?" And Todoroki replies with, "Of course not," and then Deku realizes that ice is on his arm. Todoroki says, "If I can't hit you, I'll slow you down a little bit with ice." Deku jumps back, saying to himself that he's worried about Todoroki's mental health, but at the same time he can't lose the fight either, so he'll just play defensively until Todoroki calms down and lets all his emotions out. Deku, trying to make Todoroki more angry, to make Todoroki vent more, starts mocking him, saying, "Come on Todoroki, if you use your left side, you'd actually stand a chance." Todoroki gets more and more mad and starts firing off random ice attacks, making Deku constantly move. Todoroki says, "Why are you doing this to me?" as he looks terribly exhausted from the cold from all the ice attacks. Deku then replies saying, "How do you honestly expect to win like this? Todoroki, it's your power, no one else's, and if he's that angry at his father, that's fine, but don't expect anyone else to take you seriously until you take the rest of us seriously." After hearing that, something in Todoroki snaps and he activates his left side. Todoroki says, "You're right, I can make it my own power," and that he is going to make sure Deku loses. Deku smiles, saying, "Bring it on," as the crowd starts to cheer. Todoroki immediately starts off by throwing an all-out attack using both sides as Deku starts using his max speed, dodging left and right as he jumps high and punches Todoroki in the face. Todoroki quickly stops firing from both sides at the same time due to him getting hit, and Deku takes full advantage of it after landing from the jump by activating his speed once more and punching Todoroki multiple times in a barrage until Todoroki flies off the stage. Todoroki uses his ice powers to guide him back onto the stage and shoots a big fire attack. Deku moves to the left quickly and then starts sliding side to side because he had forgotten about all the ice on the floor. Deku quickly uses a lightning punch to break the ice and charges at Todoroki once more, punching him as hard as he can. Todoroki flies out of bounds again. Todoroki, exhausted from firing both sides, has a slowed down reaction time and hits the wall next to the exit as Midnight yells that Todoroki had touched the out of bounds, making Deku the winner. As Deku looks exhausted, he offers Todoroki his hand, saying, "Man, you almost got me there," with a smile on his face, as Todoroki grabs his hand, knowing his hero resolve has finally been fulfilled. And boom, that is it, guys. So I hope you enjoyed part 8 of What If Deku Had the Speed Force. I'm actually working on part 9 when this video goes up as a part of Woo 2.0, which is a complete channel rebranding for me, where I'm going to try to upload at least one What If a week and then other videos in between. So hopefully this goes well, and if you guys enjoyed, be sure to like, favorite, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Alright, peace out. Bye-bye.